And we are back, and you might be thinking, what the hell is this thing if you've never seen one before? So this is an engine brace, more commonly used in front wheel drive cars. Sits on the top of the guards here with rubber protectors, sits across so you can strap the engine, hold it up, drop K-frame, stuff like that without pulling the motor out. Now this front end refresh I feel is getting a little bit out of hand. I thought I've got everything out, why not just drop the K-frame, get that powder coated as well? That means everything in the front is new, clean, painted, and like, look at this, right? I've undone one engine mount bolt, but underneath of this car, great, I just wiped it all over my face, is disgusting. So I just want to do this once, do it properly, pull everything out, clean it. There's oil and just grime and crap everywhere. Like, look at this junk. And it's actually depressing to work on. Like, it makes me not want to work on this car when it's like this. So drop everything out. Just 17s there and there. Undo the rack, which looks like 19s. 17s on the engine mounts, and this should all drop out, and that hopefully stop the engine from dropping on my head. Alright, here we go. Theoretically, this should just drop out and the engine stay in the engine bay. So I'm honestly not sure where I left off last time, because this video has been many weeks in the making, as it's just really hard to get out to work on the car. But remember how I keep saying this front end refresh is getting a bit out of hand? So I'm like, if all the front's out while I'm waiting for stuff to come back, I may as well pull the bar off, clean everything behind there, degrease everything, repaint what I can, clean what I can get to without pulling too much off. A lot of stuff's come back from powder coating, sway bars, sway bar brackets, the end links, these front rods. I've got new boots, I've got tie rods and ends, got these top hat pieces. So everything is back to put the whole front end back together, actually, except for the K-frame, because I dropped that late. But I also decided to drop all the nuts and bolts to get re-zinc, so now I have to wait. So this is the whole reason why I've pulled the bar off and everything like that. And this is where we're at. So this is all done with new sound ender. Screen's a bit dirty. And I've honestly spent probably a full day underneath this car cleaning, like laying in water, grease, oil, dirt, but it's coming out pretty good. So I just wanted to sort of go ham at it, so I didn't film much, sorry guys. But steering rack, absolutely immaculate. This was like black, and I am not even exaggerating a little bit there. Like bell housing, these brackets and all the bolts I took off, cleaned all here. Sump, I went over all these lines with 2000 sandpaper because they were covered in junk. Just pretty much cleaned everything I can get to. AC pump, I still got a little bit to go in on that. There's a lot of little areas that are really hard to get to. I got to get like a soft bristled brush. The shroud, and obviously all under here is painted again. So you could say it's been a rather large job, but this front end is going to be immaculate when it all goes back in. Now, every single nut, bolt, washer, spacer that I just pulled out of the front and back of the VL, I have sat and cleaned on the bench grinder, the wire wheel, clean all the shit and rust off every single little piece so that this can all get re-anodized and come back brand new. Because with this stuff, the cleaner it is, the better it's going to come out. I'll send this off today, and the long wait for it all to come back. Now, in addition to those new rear shocks you saw me do a few videos ago, I also got some front inserts for the standard struts here. I've actually never taken these sort of insert front struts apart before, so let's see how damn easy this is. Now, from what I can see, you would only assume that undoing this big thing here on top will let the insert come out, if you can get it undone. Oh my god. And the whole bench moves, of course. There's got to be an easier way to do this. Dan to the rescue. There you go, mate. Ooh. You know what I don't get? Am I supposed to fill this back with oil? Because
how much oil's in there? What's the...
Or is it just because this was leaking? I don't think this was leaking.
It's not really oil.
Like, is there supposed to be oil in there? I don't know if I can know. So I pretty much just wanted to paint from here sort of upwards so that I can put all this back together and not scratch all this while I have it in the vise. So paint here, assemble here, paint the rest. So as previously mentioned, this is our new front setup. So some new Kings, I've cleaned everything, some new KYBs, painted struts, which I will fix up later. There is no point doing wheel bearings and discs because this car will get a brake upgrade at some point in its life, so there's no point wasting money there. God, I hate spring compressors. But there is our assembled strut. So now I can paint all this stuff. I'll probably do it at home, take all this home, clean all this up, paint it, do a new cap, because Daniel's giving me shit for that one. But yeah, everything painted, cleaned. I'm gonna do up this top nut, which is just spinning, which is a bit annoying. Anyone got a trick for doing that top nut up without the shaft of the strut spinning? This one together as well, so both are ready to go. Now, if you remember previously, I had dramas with this driver's door getting stuck shut, and since just cleaning everything and doing this new striker, it has not done it since. So I think that was the issue. And of course my battery died in the middle of that. So I think it's pretty much fixed. So I'm going to chuck the door trim and everything else back on. And I even managed to score, because that armrest was pretty stuffed. As you can see here, it's pretty common where the insides sort of pull out like that, and they start to sort of come away from the door trim, and it's split and very worn, like all the grain's gone. So I managed to find a very, very good condition second-hand one. So I'm gonna chuck that one on. Now I thought while I'm in here, I'm gonna quickly drop the column down and try to see if what I think is broken up inside the column is actually what is broken. And with a mirror in here, it 100% is. So when you turn the ignition on, this rod goes towards the front of the car with an eyelet on it in the ignition barrel. And when you turn it off, that little eyelet is broken, so it can push but not pull. And yeah, with the mirror in there, I can see just the little corner of it is broken off, so it can't grab it to pull back. So it's good to know that that is 100% the problem. Shit thing is, Gotta pull the column apart, which I'm not doing today. This is all back together with my good condition armrest and all nice and clean. And if anyone has a really good condition 15i exec steering wheel and horn button, as well as a good condition rear seat, even just the top, I will take. Needs to be exec material. 15i, grey, hit me up if you have either of those items. This is going to be a perfect example of why I love cleaning things. Just the whole transformation. So this is the aircon bracket and tensioner. Unbolted off the side of the engine. As you can see, absolutely caked. And this is what it looks like cleaned. And after a bit of a clean, it looks like that. What a difference. Now I will be completely honest, that took bloody forever, but how clean is that? That is what I love doing. So those last clips you saw were, I'm gonna say, about 3 weeks or so ago now. All because of this stuff. Took absolutely forever. But this is all the stuff out of the front and a few little bits and pieces out of the back, like to do with the sway bar because I had that off. But everything is back now. K-frame back from Powdercoat, all the arms, some I bought brand new, some stuff I painted. Front struts are all together, as you previously saw. They've been sitting there for ages. And all this stuff is back from anodizing. Now, unfortunately, this is a pretty common thing because the places that do this sort of thing, they do it on a big scale. So this is sort of a nothing to them, doing all these little bits and pieces. But I managed to lose one of these, which is the big washer, I think anyway, that goes on the front here, on these, on the K-frame. And me, stupidly, these are 2 of the front sway bar U-bracket bolts. Go on these. Idiot, I only sent 2, and the other 2 are sitting right here on the windowsill. So that's all right. I'll be doing more of that stuff down the track at some point, so I'll just leave them to the side, and next time I get stuff done, I'll just throw them in there. I'll get another one of those washers that went missing off another car and get that done at a later point as well. The first challenging thing is get this damn front K-frame back in. This is not going to be fun, but we should be right. And then hopefully get this bloody thing back on the ground. Now I actually just remembered before I put this back in, I'm going to smash these front bushes in because it's going to be a lot easier out of the car than when it's up there under the engine. Now if you're going to do YouTube videos, one suggestion I will make is always practice before you actually film it so that you don't look like an absolute idiot 99% of the time. So do one side. Now I will show you how to do the other now that I've practiced. So grease the absolute shit out of this bush with the grease they supply you, and in here, and just give it a massive smack. And if you're good, you get it first go with one hit. Not like that. Damn it, the other side went in first shot. There's no such thing as too much lube. Ooh! And then, this was the hard bit. Getting the crush tube in. Now there is probably a trick to this that I don't know, but the other side, I would smash it in and it would go 3/4 of the way in and then just shoot back out. Like that. All the way in, all the way back out. So what I did on the other side is smash it in and tried to hold this down and then force it in. But it is very hard to keep the hammer there. Like that. And it stays in. That's it. all you need is a bit of flexibility. So that is it. Everything back together. All new bushes, everything powder coated, all bolts anodized, etc, etc. Ball joints, rack ends, tie rod ends. Everything here in the front brand new. The only things I had trouble with is I can't get that rack end out. And this K-frame bolt, it has a tab, as you can see by this front one here. It has a tab that folds over the top to hold the bolt from spinning when you do the nut up underneath. That one over there spun, and to get that lip over and something to hold it, I'm gonna be honest, it was about 2 hours to do that back nut up. It was an absolute nightmare. So apart from that missing washer there, everything's all good to go in the front. I can't wait to put this back on the ground and just wash it. And then I got to put all the back stuff back in. It's not much, it was just a sway bar or anything sway bar related pretty much. Later down the track, like when I do a diff, I'll do the same as I did in the front. So re-anodize all the bolts, all the bushes in the back are all new, so that's all done. But yeah, I just want to get this thing back on the ground and drive the damn thing, to be honest. And it'll be interesting to see the new height, but this one's getting a bit long, so we'll carry that on over into the next video. See you next week.